Hi YouTube, it's Molly again. So I just made this video once and YouTube didn't like it apparently, and it didn't upload, so I'm gonna try to do this again and hopefully not forget anything because I tend to make things shorter the second time around. But today I want to talk a little bit about why I chose, first of all, weight loss surgery in general, and then why I chose sleeve over the band and bypass. So first, why I chose weight loss surgery in general, which I touched upon in my first video, is just being this morbidly obese my entire life and never having anything work. You know, being around for 20 years and being morbidly obese for all of it, I've tried just about everything and nothing has ever worked. I think the most weight that I ever lost was a little bit at the beginning of this year when I was in Morocco, and most of what I did in Morocco was walk around all day taking pictures for a photo journal. So I was walking, anywhere from 6 to 10 hours a day, and the food was all very lean meat, nothing processed. It was all very, what we should be eating after surgery. So a combination of the food there and then eating or walking around, pretty much all day. Anytime I was working, I was walking. So I did lose a little bit of weight then, but the minute I came back, it went back on. So I know, and a lot of you can relate to that. Just, the minute you lose a little bit, it all comes right back. And that's one of the main reasons that I'm gonna try this weight loss surgery, is just it seems like the only thing for those of us who tried everything and just it won't come off. So I'm hoping that it's gonna help me fix the bad eating habits that I do have. A lot of times when I am dieting, I will eat well, and then it comes down more to portion control, because even if I'm eating well, the quantity that I have to eat to feel satisfied is beyond what I should be eating. So I'm hoping that with the surgery, so long as I've got the restriction, I should be able to eat well. I've proved that I can eat well. It's the quantity, really, that I have issues with. And with the sleeve, I should be able to, only be taken in a tiny little bit compared to what I'm used to. Another reason I chose weight loss surgery is all of the issues that I have and that are going to come as I age with all of this weight. I currently have PCOS and I'm pre-diabetic. I also have chronic back problems. Actually sitting here with a heating pad on my back right now. Haven't taken some Vicodin and some muscle relaxants. I was in the hospital last night because I couldn't walk at all. Couldn't even get myself to the bathroom. And I feel at the age of 20 that this is not something that I should be dealing with all the time. I feel my body makes me feel like I'm 70, 80, 90 years old, and I'm 20. And that's, it's only going to get worse if I don't do something about it now. So that's basically why I chose weight loss surgery in general. Now, why I chose the sleeve over the band and bypass is a little bit of a longer story. So when I first went in for the consult with my surgeon, I said, I'm going in, I want the band, I'm not going to listen to anything else, the band is the only option for me, it's non-invasive, it's not permanently changing my body, and have the least amount of complications. I said, I'm not going to listen to anything else, it's the band or it's nothing. And I remember, I sat in the waiting room of my surgeon's office, and I told my mom that it's the band or it's nothing. And came out of there with a completely different view on it. My surgeon highly suggested the sleeve. He said that he would do any of the 3 surgeries that I wanted. Whatever I decided on, he would do. But that he strongly recommended sleeve, specifically for me. two of the main reasons were because of the amount of weight that I have to lose, and then because of my age. So the amount of weight that I have to lose is, in their mind, it's about 200 pounds. In my mind, my goal is 180, which is half of what I am right now. Either way, 180 to 200 pounds, it's possible with the band, but it's very high up on what the standard weight loss is for with the band, and it would be a lot of work. Not saying that any of these are going to be easy, but it would definitely be harder with the band. And then he brought up the point of, because I'm so young, at the time I was 19 when I went to see him first. Yes, there are studies out there that show that the band does well after 7 to 10 years. But at my age, if I have this put in at the age of 20, I could potentially have this in my body for 60 plus years. And there isn't data out there about how this does. It's a foreign body that you're putting in there that's constantly moving around on your stomach and has the potential to cut through and erode away at your stomach. And over a course of 60 years, it's very possible. But there isn't data out there to show one way or the other. So those were the two main reasons he gave me for the sleeve. I walked out of that office and I was completely heartbroken because I went in there saying, I want the sleeve and nothing else. And then this, guy who met me for 10 minutes is telling me that, no, that's not right for you. So that day I was too upset to deal with any of it. I didn't look at any of it that day. And the next day I got down to research and started looking up the sleeve, which I hadn't honestly put a lot of research into before, because to me it was too drastic. It was, you're cutting out my stomach permanently, 85 to 90% of my stomach permanently. And to me that was just barbaric. And I started looking into it more, and the more I read and the more YouTube videos I watched of some of you guys, the more I definitely felt the sleeve was best for me. It was going to give me the results that I needed, the restriction that I needed. It had higher numbers for the amount of weight that you could lose with it. I'm not saying that it couldn't be done with the band. I'm not saying that any of them are going to be easy. But the sleeve definitely was more in the range of the weight loss that I need. And I finally came around to it, and I actually started feeling even better about my decision to originally have a band. I was pretty excited about that. But once I had decided on the sleeve, I was raring to go. I was ready. I wanted this done. I wanted to have it now. And I got all of my testing done within the first couple of weeks of being in his office. After I decided on the sleeve, I was just so ready, and I just wanted it done. I got even more excited than I was thinking I was going to have the band. So another reason there over the band is that I'm in school, and the band takes a lot of maintenance. All of the fills and everything, fills and unfills. There's a lot more appointments associated with it, and I go to school 650 miles away from home, and then I get, this summer, for instance, my home's in Erie, Pennsylvania. This summer I've got an internship in Texas, and then normally during the school year I go to school in Worcester, Massachusetts. So I move around a lot, and the band was going to take a lot of maintenance, and that was going to be hard moving around from place to place. Not impossible, but definitely was going to be an extra added stressor of constantly having to keep up with all of these different appointments when I'm moving around the country constantly. And even out of the country, like I said before, I was in Morocco. Next year I'm going to be, at the end of next year, I'm going to be in Australia. So I'm all around. And with the sleeve, it's done, and you're pretty much good. There's no maintenance that you have to go to a doctor for to have anything done. So it definitely fits into my lifestyle better. I don't think that I could have done the band, but I think it definitely would have added even more stress to the whole process and everything than needed. So that's kind of how I chose the sleeve for the band. And I will admit that after I had come to the decision to have the sleeve, I said, well, if I'm gonna let them cut out most of my stomach, why don't I just go for the full bypass? You know, I'm already halfway there. And I considered it for a little bit, but it wasn't really right for me. I don't like the malabsorption issues, having to deal with those kind of things. That to me is, rerouting the intestines and everything. It's changing the whole process of how your body metabolizes things. And with the sleeve, I feel like it's helping me constrict, but my body's still reacting to the food in the way that it was designed to do it. And to change around your intestines and everything, that's going a little too far. And there aren't nearly as many issues with um, deficiencies with the sleeve because of that. And I think that at my age and how much weight I have to lose, um, definitely the sleeve is the best decision over the band and the bypass. So that's kind of the reasons why I made my decision, and I thank all of you out there who made videos talking about your process to getting to your decision, because it definitely helped me listening to everybody's opinions about one over the other and all of the messages on boards that I had read and this and that. So thank you to everybody out there who helped me make my decision, and I hope that I can help somebody out in their journey. So if you've got any questions, feel free to send them on over, or find me on Facebook. The name's the same, Molly Sleeved, and definitely add me as a friend, and I'll be willing to help any way I can. I'll see you guys all later.